Hello everyone, I'm here from ERINN Innovation, and as you may know, we are working with the EPA to ensure that knowledge and results generated from your EPA projects are effectively transferred to policy and have the maximum impact possible. As part of this, you will be asked to complete some communications tasks to help you in reaching new stakeholders. And this includes a project highlights video and a high-level summary of your findings and recommendations for the back cover of your final project report. To support you with this, ERINN are putting together a bank of resources to help you complete these tasks and communicate your project in new ways. This particular video will focus on hints and tips for your project highlights video. So when you're trying to figure out what to include in your video, stop for a moment and reflect on the purpose of the video itself. So who is your audience and what do they need to know by the end of it? Some key questions to answer could include what is the project, give us a sort of an elevator pitch or a high-level introduction to what you did. What were the challenges or problems you set out to address? What is the policy, societal or commercial relevance of the research as well? And then did you have any key exploitable or actionable findings or recommendations that someone could use? Also make sure you tell us how we can contact you if we want to find out more. So when you're starting off, and even before you do any recordings, we would really suggest you start by preparing a script to ensure that all of the points listed there are covered. And this will also help you manage the length of the video too and make sure it doesn't run away on you. And we've prepared a template to help you with that. We'd also suggest considering if you'd like to include any slides or infographics or any images or video footages to make the script a little bit more, or the video a bit more interesting. And then the team at ERINN will be on hand to help you with this and review a draft of your script. And then when we're finished, we'll use that script to generate subtitles for your video and hopefully make it as accessible as possible. So we have some hints and tips for you for when you set out to write your script and then for when you go to do the video as well. So in terms of language, don't worry about sounding too clever. Just use plain conversational language that people can follow. In terms of the background, think about whether it's visually interesting or not. Or is there anything you can do to make it more interesting? Perhaps record in a location such as in the field or in the lab, or can you add a virtual background? If you're presenting from your office, make sure there's no sensitive information in the background as well. In terms of lighting, also think about, can we see you properly? Is there a shadow on your face? Is it gloomy in the background? And if you can, or if you have one, you could use a ring light, or whatever you do, just make sure that the overhead lighting is good. Another thing to consider is that eye contact involves looking at the camera and not the screen. And it's really hard to do and to remember to do this, but look at the camera as much as possible. And in terms of sound, also think about the noise. So it's better to film in a quiet space where you won't be interrupted. Or if you're filming outside, make sure it's not too windy or that there aren't other sort of environmental noises being picked up. In terms of platform, you can use whatever you like or whatever you're most comfortable with. And if you're using your phone, we suggest so that you don't film it or hold the phone yourself. So we'd suggest using something like a stand or a tripod, or just ask someone else to hold it and record in landscape or by holding the phone horizontally if you can. Another tip is that if you're planning to use any images or infographics in your video, you can place your subject to the side of the screen, and that can make it a little bit more visually interesting, but it'll also leave you space to display those images. So we know this is a lot to take in and think about, but we've put together a guide for you to use when preparing for your recording. And if you have any questions about the recording the video or developing the script, please feel free to contact us here at ERINN Innovation. And if I could give you one last piece of advice, is that if you're worried about the recording or if it's not something you're used to or that you like doing, don't let it hang over you. Set aside some time and commit to getting it finished in that space. It's only really 2 or 3 minutes of talking. So if it helps, set yourself a fixed number of takes, 1 to 2 max, and use the best one. And I've tripped over my words so many times making this video, and if I corrected myself every time, I'd never get it done. It really takes less time than you think, so we suggest just kind of don't panic and kind of get on with it. And again, like I said, if you have any questions about the video, please feel free to contact us, the ERINN Innovation team.